afternoon, South Africa. Happy Spring Day. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booley. How are you, Jeannie?
Well,
how's your spring day going?
I woke up this morning and I knew that spring was in the air because my eyes had doubled in size and I wanted to scratch the skin off my body. The pollen count must have been through the roof and I will now be referred as Allergenie D.
And that solar eclipse must have been a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah, did you know I wake up that early in the morning?
Of course, yeah, but it was only 9 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah, early bird catches the worm.
Well, we've got some spring-ready tips for you today because we have a very special guest joining us in the loft. She is an international makeup artist, makeup expert, Michelle Lee Collins. She'll be joining us today, giving us some tips. Yeah.
We're also starting off spring with a head-to-toe beauty special. We are gearing you up to get the look for your first night out in spring, which better be tonight, actually, because it's First Thursday.
It's First Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. And we're basically giving you the look on eyes, nails, toes, the works.
Colour, everything. Yeah.
Let's get groomed.
There's also something delicious to be made in the kitchen. Good afternoon, South Africa, and welcome to Afternoon Express. I don't only have one incredible chef, I've got two incredible chefs with me on the show today. And it's going to be one of those things that's not actually a cook-off. There's no like real competition going on here. But we wanted to show you the diversity of some really cool products today. So joining me on the show, we've got Herman. Herman is Herman Kichen. No, getting this wrong. Herman Lensing, who's the food editor of Sari magazine. He joins us in the loft today. He's also a TV chef, so he's going to be showing me a thing or two about his dish. And also joining us on the show today is Justine, who is the editor of Lose It magazine. And so, Justine, I think we're going to start with you today, if you don't mind. Right. I want to show us what you guys are making because it's something spicy. I thought it was a good way to start off the show.
Start off spring, yes. Today I'm going to do a mince dish, and it's sort of a Mexican-inspired spicy dish. So it's a chili con carne.
Yum.
And, you know, and also to sort of make it a little bit different, we're going to use sliced eggplants instead of the traditional chips or nachos. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it.
Please do. What can I do?
Okay. You can get the mince going. In here, I've got my onions, spices, which is cumin and coriander, and lots of chili. Now, you can decide if you want red or green chili, or how spicy or not spicy you would like it.
Yeah, put as much or as little as you would like in there. It's a chili con carne, but as much chili as you want. And I see you using the beef mince. It's a lean beef mince. It's an everyday low price, which is really cool from Woolies.
So once you've got your onions going, pop your mince in, take that off. And then break it up. I like to brown the mince.
Want to swap sides? You can do that that way.
Okay.
Much easier that way.
Just sort of get your mince going, pop it into the pan, mix it with the onions, and get a nice sort of crust on your mince and get it all browned up.
Brown it quite nicely. I think that's something that Kim has always taught me. All the flavour comes from honestly getting that really nice crisp on the outside of your mince.
Exactly. So once you've got that going, and then you get that all browned, and then we're going to add the tomato part of it.
Sure.
So for a nice base taste, we're going to add some tomato paste. And then what I like to do as well is just to cook out the tomato paste for about 30 seconds because that helps develop the flavours as well.
Because remember, the tomato paste itself is a very, very rich flavour. It's very tomato. It needs to be cooked out through. Others will give a very, very acidic taste to your dish and can honestly give you such bad heartburn if you don't cook that stuff through properly.
Absolutely. And also, if you are finding it a bit too acidic, because we're adding tin chopped tomatoes as well, what I like to do is add a little bit of xylitol, which is a sugar...
Sweetness.
Yes, it's a sugar substitute, and you can also just do this to your taste. So taste as you go along, but just sprinkle a little bit over, and it will add just a little bit of sweetness to the dish as well.
So xylitol obviously is a big trend at the moment. Everyone's talking about the sugars and the different forms of sugar. Did you know the xylitol is made out of bark? That's a fact you didn't know today. Xylitol made out of bark.
There we go. And you can bake with it. You can use it as a sugar substitute. So as little or as much as you want.
My auntie is obsessed with xylitol. Everything's got xylitol in it. So, yeah, I'm so glad I got introduced to it.
And then once you've got this going, I also like to add a little bit of beef stock, which we have here.
I can pour that in for you.
Please go ahead.
I don't like chefs who let me not do anything in the kitchen. I feel useless. All of it?
No, not all of it. That would be about enough.
Cool.
And then what I like to do is bring this up to temperature, get a good simmer on it, and
delicious.
let
all those
that
flavours
go.
are just going to really just soak into that mince over there. It's going to really give it a nice rich flavour.
Absolutely. And then to serve with it, because then you've got that going for 15, 20 minutes. What I like to do then is use eggplant.
Okay.
So I like to slice the eggplant quite thinly.
Okay. Just to prevent that bitterness while you're cooking it through. I think it gives it more chance to cook through.
It does as well, and it allows some of the water to go out.
Yes.
And then The oil that I like to use to cook the eggplant in is coconut oil, and it's got a high temperature burning point, so it doesn't burn. And it doesn't taste of coconut, and it's odorless, and it's a fantastic oil to cook.
Absolutely, and it's really, really healthy. It's good to diversify all the kind of oils that you're intaking into your body. Yes. Okay, cool. So once all of this is done, what happens next? We've got the final products here, and then?
And then what we do...
Plate it beautifully.
We plate it up. So here we have one that was made earlier.
In fact, maybe I made you skip a step. What happens to these, Bobby? You put them on a tray and then...
No. This I like to fry. I like to heat this quite a good amount, like 1 to 2 centimeters in a small frying pan, and then fry them.
Okay.
But you could put them in the oven as well.
Okay, and bake them off. Okay, it's up to you. So absolutely, that's super easy to make. Obviously, you put those in on a nice little grill there with a little bit of oil at the bottom. It's almost like a shallow frying is what you want to try and do to them till they look out nice and soft like this. And we'll show you what it looks like deliciously plated. If you want to get this recipe and the shopping list on your phone, all you have to do is SMS the keyword chili to 33650. You will receive the ingredients and link to the recipe simply on your telephone, and that's the most simple way to get the recipes from us. Those SMSs will cost you R1.50. Free SMSs do not apply. And if you've missed how to make this delicious dish, here's a quick recap. It's as simple as that. So it's time for us to move on immediately to our second recipe. It's because we haven't been on air for so long, it's about time that we cook so much on Afternoon Express. So I hope we're getting you hungry for dinner tonight. And joining me in the loft is Herman Lensing, who's the food editor of Saudi Magazine. And today we're trying something different because bolognese, being Afrikaans man to say bolognese.
Oh nee, dis 'n verskriklike groot woord. Bolognese.
Bolognese.
Maar omdat dit is lentedag en bolognese got that idea of it's a winter dish. It's always needs to be heavy. But I thought about let's go for a light spring version, a somer bolognese.
Well, lekker.
So think of fresh flavors, crispiness, a bit of texture, all lovely and beautiful on a plate.
You're my kind of chef. So how do we get started?
So the secret to a bolognese is like all the good things in life is it takes time. If you want to impress a lady, take time. Good food takes time.
No, that's what the reason of my success has been.
So the base of a bolognese... Oh, you branded. Okay. The base of bolognese is obviously your tomato sauce. So the secret is to use the best tomatoes you can find. Find those sweet, juicy tomatoes. And now tomatoes are... Dis op die beste nou. Koop die beste tomaties. So use fresh ones. You put them in a blender with lots of herbs. Think of herbs like thyme, rosemary.
All your Italian mixed herbs that you would use. Thyme, rosemary...
all those fragrant ones.
All of those fun things.
Okay. Dis al jou beste vriendinne in die kruiekas gooi jy daarin. Then you get a beautiful fresh tomato thing, whatever. Then in this pan here it's very crispy by now, but it's beautiful. Lots of oil. Everything tastes better in fat, and everything lasts longer in fat.
And you're using a lamb mince instead of a beef mince today?
Yes.
Oh, delicious. Which is also a daily low price from Woolies, which is awesome.
And we love saving money. So in this pan, we've got bacon. The secret to, I always say to people, when you go cook, think of things that add flavor to your food immediately. So buy smoked bacon without any spending extra money.
Adds salt, adds smokiness.
Amazing, you get extra flavor. So our bacon is nice and crispy, our mince is starting to fry. And then I'm going to add some more mince because I just want to. It's beautiful.
Lekker. Gooi that in there, and then you obviously got to throw your tomatoes in.
Yes, all your beautiful fresh tomatoes. So obviously, like I said, the bolognese needs time.
Yes.
So you want to do this when you get home, put it on, let it slowly cook, pour lots of wine, beautiful music.
Thyme and oregano, get it?
Ja, baie slim. Afrikaans team is so goed as time. I don't have time. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you're a comic chef, it's great. So there's no wonder you have your own cooking show.
People take food too serious. I think that people are scared of the kitchen. We must enjoy the process of cooking.
I do want to enjoy it, but I also want to finish it up. I've got to go home now and make this. So
Okay, so that simmers away, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Then we get to the summer part. So traditionally, bolognese is served with lots of pasta, and we know carbs is now the evil word. Everyone cries when you say spaghetti.
So everyone's carb clever now, okay?
Carb clever. So these things, I call them zucchetti or lots of big
Zucchini.
words. Zucchini, yeah, noodles. It's beautiful. I want to make dresses from it.
Oh,
so you
lekker.
put it in a pot of water, a big pot like this. So but people tend to cook vegetables too long. So this doesn't need hundreds of ages.
Yes.
Quickly in hot water, take it out onto a plate like this, the magic of TV. But then we like to add texture to food. That's what I so always think of beautiful things like roasted nuts.
Okay.
Almonds are your best friend. So hands full of roasted almonds we put on top of that
Oh, delicious.
zucchetti. And then think of,
Give a
again,
nice crunch and the
Yes.
smokiness and all of those nutty flavors,
that's
earthy
what beautiful
flavors.
things. Then
Okay.
fresh tomatoes. Lots of fresh tomatoes to add that, again, that fresh tomato and there, fresh tomato back on our plate.
Delicious.
And then our beautiful mince goes on top.
And then lekker. We'll show you how that looks a little bit later on. But if you want to get this recipe and want to find the shopping list too, SMS the keyword summer to 33650. That SMS will cost you R1.50. Your free SMSs do not apply. You'll get the shopping list as well as the link to the recipe simply on your telephone. It's as simple as that. Here's how to make the dish one more time. These recipes are so delicious and so simple to make. Herman, Justine, thank you so much for being on our show today and showing us all of your delicious dishes. Enjoy spring and hopefully have you back on Afternoon Express soon.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Such a pleasure. After the break, don't forget more cooking right here on Afternoon Express. It's going to be a show not to be missed.